Hey guys, thanks so much for being good for my sub for the next 3 days. This is the only video that I'm going to do. So what's going to happen on Wednesday, y'all are going to review for a retest because yesterday we had a test and I'll show you the average score. The average score on our test was a 52, and if you look, everybody has to score at least 80% of you need to score above a 70 and a whole bunch of you did not. So we are going to retake this test after 2 more days of intervention. This is your reteach, if you will. This video is, and if you need extra, then you can go see Miss Dorfler today in tutorials. She's there on Wednesday until 5:30. But that's pretty much your only day for tutorials. If you need morning tutorials, she's there every day. She'll be there every day. So if you hear anything in the background, I do want to mention my daughter is here with me because I was trying to, and you can see her over there on the corner here with the orange shirt. She's drinking her sippy cup. That's Makora. So if you hear anything in the background, that's her. All right, guys. So what we're going to do today is, it says review for retest, and you're going to have 2 days to work on this if you need it. Your sub is going to pick this up before you leave. So I am going to check to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do while I'm gone. And please excuse my hair. It's 80 degrees in this building right now. I'm so hot. So, all right, I'm going to show you one of each of these, and Miss Rojas will have a key as well as Mr. Rundell, your sub. So if you need a hint or if you need a reminder of how to do it, he's got those and she's got that. Okay, so what we're going to do here is slope of a line. Remember, slope is just rise over run. Okay, and you're going to count that on the graph. So you need to pick 2 good points. So here's a good point, and this would not be a good point right here. Do you see how I'm in the middle? But this one is. So I go up. How many do I go up? And I'm counting the boxes. I'm not counting the individual lines. Like if I counted the lines, that would be 3, but I'm counting the spaces. So this is 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and that's -3 because I'm going backwards. So my rise over run is 2 over -3. If you want, you can put that in the calculator, simplify it, but it's just -2/3, which is the letter A. Okay? So there's 6 of those that you're going to do, and you're going to pick the correct answer. Okay? This is on your test where you're doing this, okay? The next problem, you're going to have points. This was also on your test. Remember, whenever you have points, you can make a table. Okay, and I'm going to put -13, -6, 15, -20. Okay, and then you're going to go to Desmos. And go to Desmos. And you're going to type in a table. Daughter's over there rearranging furniture. My apologies if you hear her. 15 and -20. Okay. On the next line, what you're going to do is you're going to type that special equation, y1 squiggle mx1 plus b. Okay. If you want to, write that down on your thing. So write it down. Y1 squiggle. Every time you write it, might be another time that you remember it. All right. So then my equation here gives me this, -0.5. And then what I want you to do is I want you to turn that into a fraction because your answer choices here are not in decimals. And on your STAR test, they will not be in decimals either, or on your regular test. So you need to go grab a calculator. I'm going to pause it because I'm going to be like the Flash. You saw me, I was like the Flash. I was super, super fast. Okay, so then I need to turn that -0.5 into a decimal. So it's -0.5. Math, fraction, and I get -1/2. So that is my slope right there. Okay, so that's the way that we did it. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing on here. We're going to go to Desmos. Sorry, it's not exactly the same, but I'm going to use Desmos. This was also Desmos. No, Cora, don't pull that down. That was my daughter. She's trying to pull down the chairs that are up above. Okay, go to Desmos, close these out. 2x plus 3y equals 3. I'm going to turn on projector mode, just so that way you can see maybe the point's a little bit better. So right here is a good point, and it's right there on it. And this is a good point. So I'm going to count. How many do I go up? I go up 1, 2, and then I go back 1, 2, 3. So my slope there is going to be negative. It's 2 over negative 3, which is just negative 2/3. Just letter C. Okay. If you have a graph, you have to pull the information from the graph. So looking at these graphs, you need to identify. This is not Desmos. You're not going to do it in Desmos unless you want to use Desmos just to match them. You can use Desmos to match if you just want to look at the picture, but Desmos isn't this small, so it might be a little bit more confusing. So right here, this is my B. B here equals -5. And you're going to count your rise over your run. And I go up 1 and up and back over 3. So my M is 1 over 3 because it's rise over run. And my answer there is going to be letter C. And just to show you what I mean when I say match, so I go to here and I'm going to type in y equals -4/3 x minus 5. If you look at your picture, this line is a positive slope. Okay, it's increasing. This is decreasing, so this one's out. We have y equals 4/3 x, x minus 5. That one could be it. And then the other one is y equals 1/3 x minus 5. Oh, Cora, y equals -1/3 x minus 5. It's okay, Cora. All right, so we have blue and purple are out. Okay, and then if we just count our slope, it is the red, in fact, the red one. The red one. Okay, I'm going to pause here and go help my daughter. All right, I have a helper for the rest of this video. So that's how you're going to do these. You're going to match them, and if you want to, you can do it on Desmos. I think it's a little bit more confusing. I think it's better just to match with the B and then count your rise over run. Okay, there's chicken nugget? No, okay. On the next one, the next examples, it gives you an equation. So the cool thing about this, you can put this one in Desmos, and you can put all 4 of these in Desmos, and then you're just trying to match it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to type in Desmos x minus y equals -7. Okay, we're going to lose me for a second. X minus y equals -7. Okay, and that's my graph. I'm trying to find the one that goes over it. So if I look at it, it goes through at -7. It has a point here. Zoom out. Goes through here at 7. Okay, all right. So here we go. I'm going to graph the 4 choices. So I have y equals x plus 7. Ooh, I think I found it. Okay, so let's look at that one. We got that one. And then the next one is y equals -5x plus 1. That's not it. Y equals -7x minus 1. Oh, that's a plus 1. And then we have y equals 7x plus 1. Okay, so I'm going to turn this one on and off. And what it'll do is it'll blink in the background because it's doing that. And that is your function. So the periwinkle purple one, this one right here is your answer. So it's going to be, and let's get Cora back so y'all can see Cora. So your answer is going to be this one, y equals x plus 7. All right, on these, you're making your table. Okay, you're making the table from Desmos. So I'm going to do number 26. So you're going to make a table here. And we have 4, -5, and 3, -3. Making that table. Then you go to Desmos. making your table, 4, -5, and 3, -3. Cora's eating a chicken nugget. Then we got our special equation, y1 squiggle, mx1 plus b. Okay, so, and it gives me my slope. My slope is -2 and my b is 3. Remember, if you have a decimal one, you have to change it back to a decimal, but that one is pretty easy. -2x plus 3 is right there, letter A. Okay, we're trucking along through this review. All right, these are the harder ones. So when you are looking at these, you have to use the equation y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay? All right, so when I'm looking at this, I'm going to label x1, y1, and this is my m. So I'm going to plug it into my formula. It's going to be y minus, and I have 0, equals my m, which is 1, and then x minus 1. All right, then you can match it with your choices if you want to. I know in this case it's this one because 1 times anything is just gone, and that's that. All right, I don't like that one, so I want to do one more with you. So on this one, you're going to do x1, y1, and this is m. Yeah, actually, I'm going to do one of these down here. So this is x1, y1, and this is m. Not doing a very good job here of writing. So I'm going to do y minus -5 equals m, which is my 1, x minus -5. And I'm going to change these to pluses. So I have y plus 5 equals 1 parentheses x plus 5. Then I'm going to graph this one in Desmos, and I'm going to graph all 4 of these, and I'm going to see which one, just like before, which one matches. So I need to graph my original equation. So it was y plus 5 equals 1 parentheses x plus 5. I'm going to graph my 4 choices. So I have y equals x. Oh, I think I found it, the first one. Then I have y equals -5. Then I have y equals -5x. And then I have y equals -x. So if I'm looking at this, I'm going to click here, and it's blinking. So it's going to be that one, the blue one, okay, or the green one. It turned green. So y equals x is my correct answer. All right. So that's how we do that one. The other option with this is if you're like, well, none of these look like the right thing. None of them look like the right thing. Well, I can look at my equation and determine what my slopes are. So if I look at these equations, this one has a slope of 1. This one has a slope of -5, and this one has a slope of -1. So it's obviously going to be this one because the slope has to be 1. Okay. You can also graph that point and see which line goes through that point. Totes my goats, up to you. Okay. Now the next page is where we're evaluating, and remember, this is where we type in Desmos. You're going to type all of this in Desmos, then you're going to type all of that in Desmos. Thank you, Cora. Okay, so you go to Desmos. And you're going to type f of x equals 3x minus 1. And then you're going to type f of 2. And we get 5 as the correct answer. So that's all you're doing here. All you're doing is that. My answer is 5. Okay, on the back. This you need to remember it's mx plus b, and m is how it's changing. So the rate of change here is going to be -10. So m equals -10. And you need your b, which is your term that would come before this. Well, the term that would become before this, what can I minus 10 from to get 1? It would be 11. So my equation is y equals 10x, -10x plus 11. Well, these are backwards. So right here I have to pick that one because my B comes first and then it's that. All right, so if y'all have any questions, ask Mr. Rundell or ask Miss Rojas. She does have a key as well. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.